gripping an iron dagger in each hand. It cleared its throat as it got ready to perform the actual ceremony. It rested its arms against its sides and reversed the grip on its weapons so that they were pointing backwards, then began to bounce lightly in place using only its ankles and knees, causing its entire body to move up and down to some unheard rhythm. Once it was moving at about 2 or 3 bounces per second, it began to shake its hips in an exaggerated manner. They swayed left and right in time with its bounces, much to Cora's amusement. Boxy lifted its arms over its head, pressing the hilts of its daggers against the top of its skull so that the blades pointed upwards. It twisted its wrists slightly to tilt the weapons forward and back, like sharp rabbit ears that bobbed and swayed in time with its movements. The shapeshifter opened its mouth and began to chant. Morbia lequet you doloramet, nulla actore ni non fonset, roncosel, porta scora foralet. The strange words took on an oddly melodic tone, almost like singing. A strangely upbeat and energetic song, too, entirely mismatched with its grim purpose. Nectum felis magna wa ovica ere helftam la, yo sol mi, till de la melody. Crouching smoothly, Boxy leaned forward and stretched its arms out. Its iron daggers easily pierced the top of the first dwarf's skull, relieving him of his life in an instant. The weapons were immediately withdrawn as the shapeshifter elf spun with a little pirouette, turning to face the sigil opposite the first sacrifice before resuming its bounce-assisted hip-swaying. Dan salmelaus, klapparena handan, yours on leors, tura sindeldanstan, mis laulai, misa inda klansan, liknari haradi Caramelldansen. The purplish paint on the ground pulsed with a soft pink light that flashed for a split second every time Boxy finished a downward motion. A strange mist gathered over the arcane sigil, the intensifying flashes from below casting a vaguely humanoid shadow within the off-white vapor cloud. Det blir en sensation verfältstas, pister kommer la slippalas, kom igen, nu tar vi stegen om igen. A steady thumping noise came from below, as if accompanying the strange song and dance. The figure in the mist became more and more defined into a solid, feminine shape, which mirrored the creature's bizarre movements. Nectum felis magna wa ovica ere helftam la, yo sol mi, till de la melody. Boxy repeated the second verse, spinning to pierce the second dwarf's skull. It pirouetted once again, turning to face the next sigil. Dan salmelaus, klapparena handan, yours on leors, tura sindeldanstan, mis laulai, misa inda klansan, liknari haradi Caramelldansen. The odd mist had by now spread over the entire rooftop, obscuring the view of the town around it. A second feminine figure appeared, also mimicking the shapeshifter's movements. Lights went on in multiple houses as the locals finally began to notice the ritual taking place. Fearing that the guards might try to intervene, Boxy gave a curt mental order to Arms and Snack to block the stairs to buy it time.
Curabitur matis diamerutram, quis geipelin vestibulam, yo portas, nulla viteo flectas.
Its voice had been steadily rising in pitch the whole time, and by now it sounded like something one would expect to hear out of a chipmunk. The strange colors flashing within the fog became brighter and more varied as it continued.
Nectum felis magna wa ovica ere helftam la, yo sol mi, till de la melody.
The third and last dwarf's life was severed fluidly as Boxy turned to the final sigil.
Dan salmelaus, klapparena handan, yours on leors, tura sindeldanstan, mis laulai, misa inda klansan, liknari haradi Caramelldansen.
There were now 3 shadowy backup dancers performing the otherworldly song and dance. Boxy moved relentlessly, shouting,
Ooh, ah, ooh, ah,
every now and then. Sounds of combat erupted from below as its familiars engaged the boot-split guards. People on the surrounding rooftops fired arrows and magic into the dense fog, but they couldn't even see what they were aiming at, and the projectiles were swallowed by the glowing miasma surrounding the warlock. The mimic refused to allow any of this to distract it and kept performing its part resolutely as the noise intensified. The 3 corpses deteriorated rapidly until all that was left of them were bleached bones, at which point both the thumping and the light shows suddenly subsided. Boxy took its cue, standing perfectly still with the blood-soaked daggers crossed in front of its face. However, judging by the shadowy dancers continuing to bounce, the ritual wasn't over quite yet.
Sed honore dolorerat. Quis placerat ega dignissimet.
Its voice rose to the heavens as its MP began to decrease. The simple daggers glowed a blindingly bright blue, the color spreading through the mist like ink through water. The town's defenders had managed to fight through its familiars in the meantime, forcing them to fall back to the roof as they stalled for time. The mortals would follow after them any second now, but they would be too late to stop what was about to happen.
Presentul trisis leasulra!
Boxy shouted the final part of the incantation, flinging the daggers upward with all its might. They exploded in a blinding flash of light with a noise like a thunderclap. Wasting no time, Boxy leapt off the side of the building, landing on the cobblestone street. It attempted to execute a forward roll to redirect its momentum, but slipped on the wet ice that had begun to melt in the morning sun and fell flat on its back. "Wait!"